So I'm Gordon. Uh, I developed a little bio not long ago that I think says that I'm a dad of five for my sins. I'm a motorcycle tourer. I like touring on my motorbike. I'm a cyclist. I like road cycling and endurance cycling. And I'm an occasional golfer. So I'd like to be more of a golfer, but yeah, not really. So an occasional golfer. Uh, so yeah, I mean, grew up in the northeast of Scotland, went to university to do a degree in chemistry, and took psychology as an elective option, and then discovered that if I continued with psychology, I didn't have to do nearly so many lectures in second year, so switched to doing a degree in psychology, and yeah, fell in love with that subject, to be honest, and just kind of never heard of it before I did it at university, to be honest, as a subject. And yeah, just fell in love with it. Did my undergrad degree in psychology in Aberdeen, and then worked as a business psychologist for a few years for another firm, doing consultancy on kind of all things behavioural for opticians mostly. So looking at the kind of patient journey and patient interaction with with the practice and stuff like that. So, which at the time was kind of basic stuff like letting people know when their prescriptions were due, giving them reminders, getting people to talk about it being an eye examination, not a sight test, and kind of because there is so much more to it than just having, a sight test. And then decided to do my master's in occupational psychology, which I did at Liverpool John Moores, which was really good, really interesting. And after that, I spent a year working for the NHS as an organisational development officer, which was an interesting thing in the kind of change management department in the NHS. I lasted 9 months and then it broke me. I just couldn't do that anymore. So formed my own practice, set up my own practice then doing occupational psychology with one of my lecturers from my undergrad university, so which went really well and enjoyed that. To learn so much from him, so much over those years. But unfortunately, he passed away really suddenly, and at the time, I was still under 30 at the time, and I felt without his kind of backing, if you like, his kind of kudos as part of the business, I couldn't really carry on without him. So I got a job, like a job, just doing marketing and business development and sales for a wee IT company that was reselling Cisco systems and Cisco products. And did that for 10 years. And then another brief bit back working as a psychologist, and then joined Moment 18 months ago now, nearly 18 months ago now. And that's been really interesting because that's allowed me to kind of bring together my passions for business development and sales and things, but also bring in the kind of more ethical stuff and that. And I think that's kind of, it's almost been bred into me to be part of that. So when I was a kid growing up in the 80s, we weren't buying Nestle cereals, we weren't eating South African oranges, kind of just as a family, we just didn't. And my parents never hid the reasons for that. They were kind of like, well, we're not doing this because of that kind of thing. So we're not eating oranges because of apartheid. And it's okay. So that's always been part of my DNA, I felt. And Moment's been really good because it enables me to express that part of my DNA. So the interest that I've now got in how can we use psychology to help people have a conversation about climate justice, I can bring right into my work in Moment and as part of a marketing company. Well, essentially because it just feels like a really good fit with the kind of values that we have and the values that MarketingKind has, and the fact that we literally believe, and it's lovely to hear other people say this as well, that marketing can save the world, and it can, and marketing can be an incredibly massive force for good and positive force. But the problem is it can also be a massive force for evil, which maybe evil is a strong word, but I don't know. There's so many examples over the years of stuff where, you know, messaging and data and things have been manhandled and abused in such a way as it, it is, really damaging to people. And my belief is that there's more to life than just making a sale. It's not kind of, yeah. So yeah, we're really, MarketingKind really presents Movement and me personally with an environment where we feel very comfortable and very at home and safe, and where you can say things that, sometimes you might be more worried about the reaction you're going to get. But yeah, I think it's as much the connections and the kind of network that's important. And on the one hand, it'd be good to explore what we can do jointly with other people and kind of work on particular projects. But on the other hand, it's also just good to know there's other people think the way you think, and that kind of helps you feel that being part of something bigger is a positive. So it's not even necessarily what can I get out of it, because the what can I get out of it is immediately just the reassurance that, well, I'm not a nutter, and I'm not the not the only person that thinks that if we can do it differently, we can do capitalism differently, we can do marketing differently. We don't have to kind of tread on people. I mean, I grew up very much in the kind of Thatcher generation, which was almost like, for me to succeed, you have to lose as much as it is, about succeeding. And I think, being part of something that makes you feel like, a saying we use in the Movement quite a lot is, a rising tide lifts all boats. And that's kind of how we see it and what we would want to do. And we're more than happy to help where we can too, and kind of help other people. So